It's a joy to be with you here on this Thursday. And today I'd like to encourage you in the midst of a lot of confusion when it comes to things about Christianity and religion in general, but especially those that call themselves Christians. As believers, we look around and we see those that should know better aligning themselves with humanistic principles, aligning themselves with forms of Christendom that aren't even genuinely gospel-oriented. And we wonder what is going on. We see the various messages that are given and the books that are written and the podcasts that are out there, and it's troubling many times. But this has been the way it always has been. And we need to realize that these that give the wrong message, God will overcome. In verse 7 of chapter 3 of Micah, it says, "Then shall the seers, the prophets, the men that act like they're gods, the God's man, will be ashamed, and the diviners confounded. Yea, they shall all cover their lips, for there is no answer of God." Oh, they look like they have so much to offer. They look like they have such prestige. Their words sound so good. They have a lot of followers. And yet, once you really get to know their message, there's no answer from God. They're bankrupt spiritually. We find in 2 Peter and Jude very clear descriptions of how awful that really is. And then we read in verse 8 here, "But truly I am full of power by the Spirit of the Lord, and of judgment, and of might, to declare unto Jacob his transgression." He said, I have a message. It's not a message that's just one that's popular, but I've got a message because of the Spirit of God that is full of power and of might. There is such a difference between the preaching of the word that's genuine and spirit-filled and the fair words and the alluring concepts of those who call themselves Christian but are off when it comes to a true biblical understanding, causing people to live lives that are not right, to have concepts that are not pleasing to the Lord. And I could just go into detail in all the different facets of Christendom in which you find these different types of people. But let me just say, whenever you hear something like that, don't let it bother you. Because the next time you hear preaching that has God's power on it, you'll know this is it. This is it. I just need to read the Word of God and ask God to help me. We've got the light. We've got the truth. We don't need another book to tell us what to do. We don't need a golden tongue orator to somehow give us this amazing insight. We can go to God ourselves, and then when God's men preach the word with humility and power, the answers come, and it just is verified in our soul. So what an encouragement in the midst of a lot of falsehood in the name of Christ. We've got the Word of God. We have the clarity. We have the power and might of the Spirit of God. Let's stay encouraged in the truth.